Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting night on Oswego Lakers basketball. We're coming to you live from the Al Roker studio, but a little less than a mile away, the Oswego State Lakers get set to take on the Plattsburgh Cardinals on this snowy Valentine's night. I'm Lucas McGarry. Alongside me to my left is Mike Neckers and Connor Sangus. How we doing, boys?
Lucas, I'm feeling absolutely ecstatic. We had a great women's game just now, and now we've got the men's team taking on the Plattsburgh State Cardinals.
Yeah, we get to see the other side of this rivalry. We already had an amazing, fantastic game between the women, and now we have the men coming up a little after 7:30 here, so I just can't wait.
Yeah, speaking of that game, the women's team did just play against Plattsburgh, and what happened in that game?
Well, Lucas, it was kind of a tale of both sides. They went back and forth a little bit, but the Lakers started out so much stronger than the Cardinals, finishing that first quarter ahead 19-9, and I think that was the difference maker for them. Plattsburgh just couldn't bounce back from such a big deficit.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. The tale of the first quarter and going into the second quarter where Plattsburgh was just completely outshot and outscored really dug them in a hole early that was very difficult to come out of. One really key difference I noticed is, like I mentioned on the halftime show, is the difference in field goal percentage. Plattsburgh shot under 30% when most teams are trying to shoot anywhere from 40 to 45. If you're shooting anywhere from 10 to 15% below what the league average is, how are you even expect to win games?
Yeah, no, it's just brutal work for Plattsburgh. You cannot play like that in such a crucial time, too, when you're fighting for a playoff spot. They are close. They're right there. They just need a couple more wins. But taking a loss here is just the exact opposite of what you want when you're this close to the end of the season.
Yeah, Lucas, and I will say Plattsburgh did bring it back a little bit in that fourth quarter. They were up within 5 points of the Lakers, but they just couldn't fight that deficit. A couple of missed free throws in crucial time, and Oswego ended up winning by, I believe it was 11. So just not enough for the Cardinals to come away with that one.
Yeah, unfortunate for the Cardinals. But now we move on to the men's side of both teams. It's time for Oswego and Plattsburgh. But on the men's side, in a critical SUNY showdown, and it is very important for Plattsburgh to get this win. They are right there when it comes to the SUNY standings. They're very close.
Yeah, Lucas, I think it's going to be a great matchup. If you look back at the history a little bit, Oswego wins this matchup 67 wins to 38, 8-2 in the last 10 matchups, and those 8 wins were 8 straight wins from 2019 to 2024. Now, with that being said, their most recent matchup, Oswego actually came out with a lost 87-84 up in Plattsburgh. So they've already lost to them once this season. It'll be interesting to see what they can do tonight.
Yeah, that game was a thriller. A top offensive shootout. And one really interesting fact about that game that I kind of want to bring up is that Plattsburgh's top scorer, junior guard Kareem Welch, he leads the team this season in points per game with 14.4. He did not play in that 87-83 win over the Lakers in January, that big 8-game losing streak breaker, and he didn't play. So I'm really interested to see if that margin of points between both of those teams only being separated by 3 points at the end of the game, if that kind of increases, now having a potential 14 points from your star player.
Yeah, Connor, and the Lakers with 5 guys on their team averaging 9 or more points a game. That's Deacon Judd, Xavier Allen, Cole Catan, Stephen Bradley, and Aki Anderson. So they certainly have players that can score out there on the court, but it'll be interesting to see if they're able to keep up with this Plattsburgh offense that is so fast-paced.
I couldn't agree with you more. It's funny you mentioned senior guard Xavier Allen. He was actually the SUNY Player of the Week this week after scoring 21 points last Friday versus Fredonia and 23 last Saturday versus Buff State.
Yeah, fantastic play on both sides of the ball, both for Oswego and for Plattsburgh. But now we're going to move a little bit farther away from this game. Brought it out our horizon to the whole SUNY and look at the other action that is going on tonight. The schedule is the exact same for the men as it is for the women. Potsdam is on the road taking on SUNY Canton. Fredonia battles Buffalo State. New Paltz is away at SUNY Morrisville, and it's once again the battle of the Red Dragons as Oneonta takes on Cortland.
Yeah, Lucas, in that battle of the Red Dragons, I am really excited for. Cortland ranked number 1 in the conference, Oneonta at number 4. Oneonta needing a win here to maintain that and maybe even move up in the rankings a little bit, and I think that's going to be huge if they can walk out of Cortland with a win tonight.
You mentioned moving up the rankings, and that's something really important that we want to stress for our viewers. I know in the previous broadcast we talked about how Oswego being a 3 seed, the fact that you have already clinched a playoff spot, that kind of gives you a little more leeway to kind of rest certain players and not have to give them as many minutes. But when you have a big matchup between the number 1 and number 4, both of these teams have, as I said already, clinched playoff berths. This is not a game where you want to rest your starters. It is moving day in terms of Oneonta and Cortland in the top of these men's basketball SUNY standings.
Yeah, gentlemen, it's a big weekend because we've got games tonight, but we've also got 4 very crucial games tomorrow. We've got Oneonta taking on Morrisville, New Paltz and Cortland, the 1 and 2 seed battling it out in Cortland. That's going to be a good one. Oswego versus Potsdam, and then Plattsburgh versus Canton. So 4 more big games tomorrow night as well. And it's going to be a crazy weekend for NCAA basketball.
Yeah, and you got to think while all of these games are going on, all of the other teams are also thinking about these games. It's so crucial for all the other teams just as much as it is for the teams involved because everyone is fighting for those last couple of spots. So I think for all these teams, you're going to be probably checking in between halftime, be like, hey, what are these other teams going at? So very, very mentally draining for all these teams at the end of this season.
Yeah, and I think if you're a player on one of these teams, these top 5, top 6 teams, your main focus has to be on your own performance. You can't control the other teams. You can't control how they perform, how they succeed, how they fail. You can only worry about your team and what you can do to go into the back half of the season.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But when we come back, we'll talk about the SUNY standings, what's at stake for the rest of the conference, and how tonight's matchups could change things up. Plus, we'll give our predictions for the game. Stay with us. More basketball coming up right here after the break on WTOP 10.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like,
No.
what do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up of that one. Matthew,
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Al Roker Studio. My name is Lucas McGarry, and alongside me, once again, Mike Neckers, Connor Sangus. With so much action happening around the conference tonight, every game has the potential to shake up the SUNY standings. There's still 2 playoff spots left to clinch, so let's take a look at where things stand as we head into the final stretch of the season. Cortland is at the top, sitting at 11-3. New Paltz is 11-4. Oswego is 10-4, and Oneonta is 9-6. But as we know, in the SUNY, anything could happen. And I really, really think for these last 2 spots, it is going to come down to the wire. Plenty of teams still have conference games left on their schedule to really make a run.
Yeah, Lucas, we've got 6 teams that are kind of in that running right now for the playoffs. Buffalo State and Potsdam on the outside looking in. Fredonia needs to basically win out if they want a shot, and Canton has been eliminated from contention, unfortunately, so they will not have a postseason run this year. But I want to talk about these top 4 to get things kicked off. All 4 of these teams, Cortland, New Paltz, Oswego, and Oneonta, have clinched a playoff berth, but none of them know where they're going to sit going into the playoffs because all their records are so tight and so close together that really anything could happen in these last few games.
Yeah, I mean, when you take a look at those top records, I mean, 11-3, 11-4, 10-4. As we come into these last few weeks of SUNY conference play, it really is anybody's conference. And this is something that you really haven't been able to say every year. And it's just something that is honestly really refreshing to see that this conference, even though there's these 10 teams, you really have a legitimate top 8, I would say, top 7, that could really make some noise, hypothetically.
No, I love the SUNY. It is one of the most competitive conferences in the state. It really is every single year. And I love the fact that we are down to the wire at the end of the season. And Mike, like you said, it's still anyone's game. Anyone could be the top seed. All it takes is a couple of wins and another couple of losses for another team. And just like that, you're on top. You get a bye, and that is exactly what you want. You want that rest. So I think for all these teams, staying locked in, even though you have that clinched playoff berth, you still want to be the highest seed possible. So I really think the gas cannot be taken off.
Yeah, Lucas, when we were prepping for tonight's show, I drew a little hypothetical contention cutoff line. That's a bit of a mouthful, but I drew that in the standings there, and I put it right underneath Morrisville. I think these top 6 teams are almost certainly set in stone. Of course, Buffalo State and Potsdam still have that chance to fight their way in, but just based on their records and their performances throughout the season, I think Morrisville's going to be the cutoff right there. I think Plattsburgh at the 5, Morrisville at the 6, and those top 6 really are so interchangeable. It could be any team on top. But I want to talk a little bit now about playoff implications because, of course, those top 4 teams have clinched. But like I said, nothing is set in stone as far as placements. So if Oswego wins and Cortland loses, both teams will be tied with the same conference record. If New Paltz wins in this scenario, they move to the 1 seed. If New Paltz loses and Cortland and Oswego both come out on top, Cortland will stay in first, but Oswego will surpass New Paltz, taking second place. And if all 3 teams win, the top 3 will stay the same. And as far as spots 4 through 6, I don't think things are going to look too different from how they are now. Possible that Oneonta can drop a spot if they lose tonight and Plattsburgh comes out with a win, but that's all kind of how things go out there on the court. So we'll have to wait and see.
Well, we've broken down the matchups. We've analyzed the playoff picture. Now it's time to make our picks. Mike, Connor, what do you got?
Well, coming into this game, I think just like last game where we saw scores in the 80s, high 80s, very overwhelming in terms of the offensive side of basketball. I think we're going to have another high-scoring matchup today, but this time the Lakers are coming out on top. I've got Oswego 85-82.
Yeah, Connor, that's a great prediction. I'm almost right there with you. I'm going to go Oswego 87-84, a little get back at Plattsburgh, who beat them 87-84 just a couple months back.
Yeah, and for me, I am also going to go with Oswego. I think they're going to be the more dominant team, and I think it's going to be a pretty resounding 78-70 win for the Lakers and really, really boost their credibility in the SUNY AC Conference. But that is going to be it for our pregame show here on WTOP 10. We're going to head it over now to the Max Zeal Gymnasium live on WTOP 10.
Happy Valentine's Day!
I'm home.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
What's going on?
Yeah, it's dude. We go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up of that one. Matthew.
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me.
Plattsburgh, it's the same two teams as before, as Plattsburgh is the one who wants to take the lead early, and they do, courtesy of Ikechukwu Ezeki. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen, for the technical difficulties that we faced earlier. And as always, I am Rob Finger, alongside Jason Samsel, our color commentator here from the top of the bleachers at the Max Zeal Gymnasium, as Lakers already going to the line here, courtesy of Deacon Judd.
Yeah, nice opening possession there for Plattsburgh, firing off of the bat and able to find Ezeki for the three-point basket. And he's going to be crucial for Plattsburgh. He's averaging just under 10 points per game. So if they can get him going early, that'll be crucial for Plattsburgh State in this one.
And Deacon Judd will make both of his free throws from the line. As here comes Plattsburgh once again. Kevin Tabb over to Jeremiah Smith. Smith back to Tabb at the top. Tabb drop up to the foul line. He tries to put one up, and the rim is what denies him. Gary McLean, the man from Camillus, coming back the other way. Sends it right into Allen. He's able to put it up for two, putting Oswego up by one. Ikechukwu Ezeki leaves that for Jeremiah Smith. Kevin Tabb back to Ladden Graves. Infante coming around in the paint. Puts one up off the backboard. He's able to grab it though. Hands it to Smith, who puts it up for another two on the board.
Yeah, nice awareness there from Jeremiah Smith, just crashing the boards and grabbing the rebound and getting up for the bucket there. Just crucial for Plattsburgh State.
Aki Anderson handing it over to Xavier Allen. Anderson getting it back. McLean now looking to drive. Steps back. Hands it for Judd. Judd under the basket. Puts one up. Gets two.
Deacon Judd just making his presence known in this first period. He already has 4 points there. And just a tough finish there for Deacon Judd. And he's going to be crucial for Oswego.
And Ikechukwu Ezeki able to get another 2 points on the board for Plattsburgh. So the Cardinals and the Lakers exchanging the lead back and forth here to start the first half. As Aki Anderson hands it around Judd. Now getting it back for Cole Catan. Catan getting it around for Allen again. Driving in. Getting that back for Deacon Judd. Should I say Gary McLean anyway, as they put it up. Ikechukwu dunks it down for another two on the board for Plattsburgh.
Yeah, both teams finding early scorers going on. Ezeki already up to 7 points in this one. Ezeki has, and he's just been all of Plattsburgh's offense thus far.
Putting it up, gets it.
Yeah, and
another three for the Lakers.
Xavier Allen, what a story he has been in this one. In their last two games, Xavier Allen scored 43 points.
Ikechukwu Ezeki again, putting up another two for Plattsburgh as he comes right near the basket to do so. Aki Anderson now for the Lakers. Ooh, getting a little bit fouled up there by LaDon Graves. Gets it back to Xavier Allen. Allen looking to make a couple moves at the top of the arc. Gives a pass to Aki Anderson. Anderson in the paint, steps back, puts one up, gets the two. Time out for Oswego.
Rob, this is feeling like a boxing match. We're seeing both teams going at it head-to-head, exchanging blows early on. This is going to be a fun one, Rob. We can tell already from just the opening 2 minutes here.
In the first 5 minutes, already 22 points have been put up in total on both sides of the board here. Boy, oh boy, I predict here, Jason, this one's going to be pretty high scoring if they can keep something like this up.
Yeah, and Xavier Allen has just exploded offensively for Xavier Allen. For Oswego's last 6 games, Xavier Allen had 43 points. Then on the road against Fredonia, 21 points he scored. And then the next day he topped that against Buffalo State on the road, 23 points. And he has just asserted himself offensively the last couple games for Oswego.
Jeremiah Smith taking it for Plattsburgh now. Coming around. Leaves that for Kevin Tabb. Kevin Tabb, the man from Brooklyn. Setting it back around. Just went past Franklin Infante. He's not able to keep that in. That'll be out of bounds on, I believe that will be Oswego, as I believe it was swiped away from him. Sending that back right in for Infante. Now for Jeremiah Smith, pushing in, puts one up. Off the rim, it'll go. And a wrestling match here, jump ball. And it'll go to Oswego.
And a big key here has been Aki Anderson. He has been really great on both sides of the court for Oswego. We saw him there being disruptive there defensively for Oswego, and partially part of the reason why they got the jump ball in their favor.
Aki Anderson, the man from Greenport, sending it around to Arthur Foster. Cole Catan, back for Anderson. Anderson in for Judd. Deacon Judd trying to make a couple moves, drives in to the paint, puts one up off the rim. The board is gotten by Plattsburgh. Here they come the other way. Kevin Tabb gets it for Ikechukwu Zeke. But they are not able to put one up. A fast break now the other way. Xavier Allen puts one up off the rim again. They'll try again for another fast break. Back up, Zeke puts one up for two.
And this is the pace that Plattsburgh wants to set here. You don't want to allow Oswego to get set offensively, to slow things down like we're seeing right now. You want to see for Plattsburgh defensively to be disruptive, to make the Lakers uncomfortable.
Aki Anderson puts one up for two. Equalize in Plattsburgh here, 13-13 after the first 5 minutes of action. Kareem Welch tried to get it right back. We got a jump ball called by the referees. And that one will go to Plattsburgh. Kareem Welch, one of many men from Brooklyn on this Plattsburgh team. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 men from Brooklyn on this Plattsburgh crew here today.
And we're seeing things getting a little chippy on both sides here for Oswego. You don't want to get into foul trouble early on. Doesn't help when you find Cole Cotton in foul trouble. Not in foul trouble, but you just don't want to commit these early fouls.
Kareem Welch for Kevin Tabb. Tabb sent right in off the backboard. And that'll be another foul.
Yeah, nice drive there from Kevin Tabb. Just being aggressive there, finding an opportunity to go to the line. That's what you need for Plattsburgh. You need to find easy shots and find opportunities to get to the line. That's what's going to kill down and sort of slow down this Laker defense.
Kevin Tabb making 2 of 2. He came in with an .881 free throw percentage. So they'll rely on him at the line to get those points in foul territory. Billy Reyes around for Anderson and now for Allen. Right in for Judd. Off the back, he's able to get it. Count the basket.
Wow, what a finish from Deacon Judd. I mean, just a strong finish. being able to absorb that type of contact and still finish is just incredible. It's just a sort of an intuition there to stay well disciplined and focused to just score with that contact all around you. Just a great job from Deacon Judd there, and an opportunity to get the old-fashioned three-pointer.
Deacon Judd, the 6'6 freshman from Mohawk, New York, puts one up and makes it 3 points on the play. He came in with an average of 6.93 from the line. So he will improve on that with his 1 of 1 so far. Kareem Welch around for Matt Cohn-Bradshaw. Oh, roughed up. It's a loose ball. And they'll put one up. And it'll go to Oswego. Boy, oh boy, chaos here at the Max Seal Gymnasium.
Yeah, well, beautiful effort there from Oswego, staying with the play and forcing the turnover. So this is now crucial for Oswego, a chance to really slow things down, get things in your offensive set. We've seen a lot of transition plays here for both sides. Now an opportunity to actually get into your offensive set here.
Aki Anderson hands it to Xavier Allen, who hands it to Cole Catan. Puts one up off the rim and off the top of the backboard. That'll go out of bounds, and that'll be handed to the Cardinals. 13:48 remaining in the first half of play. As here comes Plattsburgh. Tab over for Welch. Welch back to Cohn-Bradshaw. Sent right in for Zeke. Oh, get in that again. Pondexter puts one up and getting two. Lakers coming back the other way, transitioning to the other end of the floor, but taking some time to do so. Aki Anderson chooses the far side of the floor. He'll get it over for Cole Catan. Anderson to Allen. Driving. Stops. Puts one up. Gets two. And the lead comes back into the hands of the Lakers. Cohn-Bradshaw over to Kevin Tabb on the far side. Matt Cohn-Bradshaw. Back to Tabb. Tabb for Welch. Welch back to Cohn-Bradshaw from the line. Gets it. 3-pointer.
Yeah, a nice job there. A nice job there from Plattsburgh State. I mean, just being able to recognize Oswego's collapsing defensively and to find Matt Cohn-Bradshaw for a three-pointer is great. It was just a great look for Oswego State. Great offensive possession for them.
Cole Catan hands it to Xavier Allen, who gets it to Anderson. Judd at the point in the paint. Wow, he's able to put one up for two. And we have equaled the score back at 20 apiece. We're not even halfway through the first quarter. Nate Pondexter for Kareem Welch. Welch driving to the paint, loses it. Judd's able to grab it to Allen. To Anderson. Now up for Billy Reyes. Oh, at the paint, he put one up, but it's out of bounds on the Cardinals.
Yeah, what a valiant effort from Plattsburgh State for Kevin Tabb, being able to block that ball from transition, block the shot from transition. That was an open layup, I thought, and then Tabb just came out of nowhere and swatted it out of the hands. Just a great effort, great job staying with the play.
Xavier Allen for Deacon Judd. Tried to give it back to Allen as he was driving, but they will rule a kick. Says the near referee here. 11:53 left to go in the first quarter. Oswego starting back up. Xavier Allen driving into the paint. Oh, he failed to lift it up. That'll be out of bounds, however, on Plattsburgh.
Yeah, just a great job from Kareem Welch there defensively, able to swipe the ball and almost cause a turnover there.
Sent right in for Cole Catan. Catan coming around. Leaves that for Aki Anderson. Sends it back for Catan. Off the rim. Here comes the Cardinals. Kareem Welch sets it up at the arc. Oh, stealing it away is Cole Catan. Here come the Lakers. Up for Allen. For Catan. Now for Billy Reyes. In for Aki Anderson, who puts one up for two. 22-20 is the score in favor of Oswego. Franklin Infante. Now for Kareem Welch. Matt Cohn-Bradshaw gets it for Pondexter. Off the rim it'll go. Billy Reyes picking that up. Xavier Allen coming into the arc. Gets it out for Reyes and puts one up. Off the rim. Keeping that in, though, is Cole Catan to Judd. Now out for Aki Anderson. Anderson looking to see what to do with it. Hands it over to Catan. The man from Scarsdale. Now for Judd. Puts one up. That's a foul on the Cardinals.
Yeah, great job from Judd there. He knows who he is. He takes advantage of his size, and he just a great job there, being aggressive and driving and drawing the foul and sending him to the line.
Deacon Judd, the freshman, in his just first year here, taking charge of these Oswego State Lakers. He leads in average he leads the entire team in average points, 12.7 per game. The closest behind him being Xavier Allen, the other man who has been a presence on this floor, 10.3 per game for him. Deacon Judd gets the second. 2 for 2 for Deacon Judd from the line there. Nate Pondexter and Franklin Infante will take it in. Infante driving around Kenny Lazo. Gets it back to Pondexter, puts one up. Gets two. Count the basket, and he will go to the line.
Wow, what a finish for Nate Pondexter. Listen, Plattsburgh was scoreless the last 2 minutes. It was over 2 minutes since the last time they scored, and just a great drive there, and great aggressiveness from Plattsburgh. Just driving to the rim with determination. That's the reason why they get the and one here.
And Nate Pondexter Jr., the man from D.C., will make it 3 points on the play, and he will go take a break on the bench. Kenny Lazo for the Lakers, coming around, leaves it for Allen. He leaves it for Reyes. Reyes coming in, gets it back for Lazo. Lazo for Allen. Oh, he lost it. He's able to recover. Driving in to the paint, stop, puts one up, off the rim. Kevin Tabb coming the other way for Plattsburgh. Now for Infante, driving towards the basket. Gets it back on him, keeping it in are the Cardinals, but at the cost of giving it to Oswego. Here's Gary McLean. Gets it around for Reyes. Driving into the paint. Steps. Puts one up. Oh, the rim denies him. Here comes Plattsburgh. Delmari Johnson. Kevin Tabb. Oh, steps him. Puts one up. Gets it. Wow. What a move there by Kevin Tabb.
My goodness, an ankle breaker. What a great move from Tabb.
Kenny Lazo now looking to do with it. Billy Reyes puts one up off the rim again. And we've got a foul on the play.
Rob, again, it just feels like a boxing match here. Both teams exchanging blows. Really, neither team in full control here. Neither team dominating. It's just well evenly matched, and it's an exciting one here.
I don't think that the point deficit has eclipsed 3 so far here, Jason. My goodness. Sent right up, taken away by Kareem Welch, though. Here comes the Plattsburgh State Cardinals, putting one up, getting 2. They'll retake the lead now at a 3-point game.
Yeah, nice 2-on-1 set. A little simple there. Nice job from Welch there to finish.
Kenny Lazo dropping. Oh, he got a little pick there from Elijah Hardison. Coming around is Gary McLean. A little stuck, however. Handing it away. Stephen Bradley handing it to Xavier Allen. Driving. Puts one up. Lays it. Oh, he couldn't get it over the rim. And I believe we've got another foul on the play as Xavier Allen this time, the senior from Mattituck, will go to the line. Xavier Allen misses the first one.
Yeah, and Rob, I was trying to look up the stat here, and just under 11 minutes, just over 11 minutes in this game, we already have 8 fouls between both teams. It's getting chippy here.
Well, the Oswego versus Plattsburgh rivalry is a rivalry that goes beyond the different sports that they play. It is not just a hockey rivalry, it is also a basketball rivalry, a baseball rivalry, a soccer rivalry. It is a rivalry between the schools themselves. As putting up a shot, Omari Johnson gets it. Rocky Anderson coming down the other way. Getting it now to Allen again. Gets it to Judd, who gets it back to Allen. Allen now for McLean. McLean back to Allen. Corner three, puts up. Oh, off the rim again. The board, though, still there. Allen picks it up. Xavier Allen not able to put the shot up. And that's a Plattsburgh ball.
Well, that was a shame there. Deacon Judd did a nice job grabbing the rebound. They were playing a part in grabbing that rebound. He just does a great job at taking advantage of his size, and he was able to volley that ball and keep it alive for Oswego. Just unfortunately, ball ends up with Plattsburgh.
Here comes Plattsburgh. Womatang. Set around, put up by Delmari Johnson. He gets it again. Delmari Johnson, the man from Binghamton in the Southern Tier. What a shooter he's been tonight.
Yeah, and what a run for Plattsburgh here. Around a 10-0 run here in the last 2.5 minutes. And that's been that's been the game thus far. They were down by 1 point. Plattsburgh State was, and now they're up by 11. Just a great turn of events here in this one.
Yeah, 9-point deficit. 33-24 the score with 7:47 left to go in this first half of action from Laker Hall. And wow, has it been, like you said, to put it as a boxing match is honestly how you would put a matchup like this. It very much has been punching back and forth, but I believe that Plattsburgh, if they are a boxer, have gotten the Lakers into a corner of the ring here.
Yeah, well, and let's put some respect on Plattsburgh's name. They are a better team than what their record would indicate. In their games in the SUNYAC, 5 of their 6 losses here in the SUNYAC were by 5 points or less. So they've stayed in games, just haven't been able to finish.
Absolutely, as we get back going once again, Aki Anderson taking it into the Plattsburgh end. Xavier Allen now around for Stephen Bradley, for Sean Edwards. Back to Judd. Now to Aki Anderson again. For Allen. Puts one up. Off the rim. Been denying him all night. The board, though, put back by Stephen Bradley, the man from Staten Island. Able to get another 2 on the board for the Lakers. But here come the Cardinals. Damari Johnson for Kevin Tabb. For Johnson. Corner 3. Off the rim. Denies him this time. The board, though, put back up. And put back up. He fails on the first put back. The second one doesn't go as either.
Yeah, second chance opportunities are not ideal for Oswego, and that's the reason why Plattsburgh has expanded their lead like they have, because they just have so many second chances to score, and now we see the second chance opportunity results in free throws.
Franklin Infante gets his first. To the 2 claps of his team on the bench. And he makes it 2 for 2 on the play. The 7:03 now left to go in the first quarter. Aki Anderson for the Lakers. Gets it back to Deacon Judd. Judd, though, out to Allen. Allen at the arc, comes around, gives it to Sean Edwards. Oh, he tried to give it right in for Stephen Bradley, but that'll be a turnover, and right into the hands of the Plattsburgh State Cardinals.
Yeah, just an unfortunate turnover there for Oswego. You really have to try and get into a rhythm offensively. You can't do that when you're turning the ball over like this.
It's like you said, Plattsburgh has gone on a run here. Kareem Welch leaving it back. Damari Johnson again. Now for Tabb at the corner. Gets it. And another 3 for the Plattsburgh State Cardinals, who have chosen to be shooters today in this first half. Aki Anderson. Ooh, you've got a holding foul there.
And Tab's having himself quite a game thus far. He's averaging, coming into this game, he's only averaging 12 and a half points per game. He has 7 already, and there's still 6 minutes left in the half.
So a lot of big games for some of these Plattsburgh State Cardinals. It's coming back around is Deacon Judd. He puts one up off the rim again. That rim has been denying them so much, but he puts it back for another 2.
Oh, again, Deacon Judd, I mean, just making his presence known in this first half. He's not the prettiest of a driver, but again, he just stayed with the play, able to haul in that rebound and then absorb the contact. We've seen that several times now. He's able to just take contact and still score, and that's a really tough skill to develop as a basketball player.
Deacon Judd puts one up. Oh, he gets it back off the rebound. Ooh, it goes right through him. Picking it up, though, is Aki Anderson. Now around. Sean Edwards puts one up over the rim. It'll go. Franklin Infante, long. Kareem Welch puts one up for an easy 2. Bringing Plattsburgh to 40 before Oswego can even get to 30. The Plattsburgh State Cardinals have taken control of this game here so far. Xavier Allen getting it to Stephen Bradley. It's not quite out of reach yet. Deacon Judd. Aki Anderson now. Anderson for Xavier Allen. Allen for Anderson. Now for Judd, right in the paint. Puts one up. Gets 2. And keeps it within striking distance anyway. Kareem Welch. Gets it for Infante, who gets it to Zeke. Ikechukwu Zeke for Nate Pondexter Jr. Zeke again drives, puts one, over to Infante, corner 3, off the rim. Long up and gotten that is Sean Edwards. A big jump from him. Now for Deacon Judd, he puts one up, off the rim again. Foul called. And that'll be in favor of Plattsburgh.
I'm starting to see some emotions running higher on both sides here. Again, this rivalry between Plattsburgh and Oswego live and well. Again, nice job there for Plattsburgh, doing a nice job just containing this Laker offense.
4:56 is all that remains in this first half of action in a very, very fast, very quick game. Kevin Tabb for Pondexter. Nate Pondexter for Infante. Infante for Welch. Welch back to Infante. Infante to Tabb. Puts one up. Gets it. Wow. Aki Anderson coming in to the Plattsburgh half. Ooh, and Kevin Tabb is eager to put the pressure on him. Cole Catan. Ooh, we've got a foul on the play. And who will it be going to the line? That will be Deacon Judd. So Deacon Judd, the freshman, coming back to the line once more. He's been solid from the line so far in this half here, Jason.
Yeah, he's been solid from really all facets of his game thus far. But listen, for Oswego, defensively, they have to stop this Plattsburgh State offense. Plattsburgh State already has 2 players in double digits. That's not good. You have to try and contain this offense and really try and prevent the passing ability of Plattsburgh State, because we see once they get into a rhythm offensively, they're tough to stop because they just have so many weapons that can attack at any moment.
And especially for a man like Deacon Judd now, that being his 16th point. Just over half of the points that the Lakers have put on in this contest have been from the fingers of Deacon Judd. Kevin Tabb, Kareem Welch, Jeremiah Smith. Now back for Ikechukwu Ezek. Ezek stopping. Oh, that'll be a traveling, my friend.
Well, it's a good stop for Oswego there. A great stop. You have to have a string of those to get back into this game.
Lakers breaking it out from their own end here. Aki Anderson. Anderson, the 6'0 senior, getting to Xavier Allen. Now up for Cole Catan. Catan to Tucker Rossbrook. The man up from Watertown. Aki Anderson. Anderson to Allen. Allen to Reyes. Reyes driving in the mask, puts one up to the paint, gets two.
Nice shot there from Billy Reyes. Nice move there, and that's players that need to step up here, and especially down the stretch here in this first half.
Ikechukwu Ezek making a couple moves over to Johnson. Damari Johnson for Tab. Kevin Tab on the near side takes a couple moves back the other way. That'll be a foul on, that is number 21, Tucker Rossbrook, the 6'8" sophomore from Watertown. Franklin Infante hitting it in for Kevin Tab. Tab driving long all the way for Johnson. Got it. And it's those long stretch passes leaving Damari Johnson open. You cannot do that here.
And it wasn't even a bad possession for Oswego defensively. Just able to find Damari Johnson for the three. And Damari Johnson just stood tall and knocked down the three-point shot.
Lakers driving. Cole Catan not able to put it down and trying to keep that one in anyway with Xavier Allen, but not quite quick enough to get there.
And see, the problem with the Lakers, they need someone to assert themselves offensively here. They're being too, lucid with the ball. They're doing too much of passing. They have to really start driving and getting looks at the basket.
Franklin Infante driving all alone to the basket for about the easiest two he's had all day.
Just a miscue there defensively for Oswego. You cannot have that, especially with the player with the athletic ability as this Plattsburgh State team has.
Aki Anderson for Billy Reyes. Reyes gets it to Catan. Catan, oh, a foul called on Plattsburgh.
And Rob, that was very close to being out of bounds for Cole Caton, but nonetheless sends him to the line. And now Oswego has a chance here to really get back into this one. Final 2 minutes left in this game. They really have to string in a couple of stops here and to want to get back into this one.
Cole Catan coming around. Get it to Kareem Welch. He gets it from Franklin Infante. Welch. Back to Damari Johnson. Driving into the paint. Doesn't let it go, though. Plattsburgh, though, will keep it. Kareem Welch into the paint. Sends it out for Jeremiah Smith, who puts it up. Oh, over the net. As another foul will be called on the Lakers here.
And nice job from Franklin Infante, just being at the right place at the right time, be able to grab the rebound and just go up and take the contact, go to the line here.
Franklin Infante, the man from East Rockaway, over near Brooklyn and on Long Island.
And Rob, don't look now, but Plattsburgh's on a I believe 16-0 run. Or rather 6-0 run here in the last minute and a half here, last 2 minutes.
Well, the last about a minute and a half that's left in this first half, the Lakers really will have to get on their horse here if they want to equal the Plattsburgh State Cardinals before the quarter is out, before the half is out. Aki Anderson over for Catan. Off the rim, it denied him again. That rim has been denying these Lakers all half. Infante driving off the backboard, recovered by the Lakers. Aki Anderson looking over his options.
And Oswego, they have to score here. They've been scoreless the last 2 minutes now. It's going over 2 minutes now since the last time Lakers have scored a point.
Oh, and Anderson wants to change that, but he won't. Another foul will come. That makes it, I believe, 10 now for Plattsburgh.
Yeah, and that's what you need. But that's what you need, Rob, to try and try and stop this deficit for Aki Anderson, just doing a great job driving to the basket and getting contact and going to the line. That's how you stop this deficit.
Aki Anderson makes the first. He himself came in with a 709 free throw percentage. So you can rely on him fairly well at the line. And he'll make it 2 for 2. 59 seconds in the first half. The Cardinals taking their time. Franklin Infante for Welch. He comes around to the far side. Pushes in though. Leaves it out for Matcomb Bradshaw. Right back in for Jeremiah Smith. Oh, loose ball. Recovered by the Lakers. Oswego looking to take it out. Long pass over for Aki Anderson. Into the zone. Into the arc. Up. Oh, off the outside of the rim again. .2 seconds remain on the board. Sent right back. Jeremiah Smith. Now for Reyes. Gets it. Billy Reyes draws us within 12 points now, the deficit. Not insurmountable. A lead like that. But Plattsburgh will look to extend. A quick jumper there from Jeremiah Smith. And time will expire. After the first 20 minutes of play, the lead is held by the Plattsburgh State Cardinals. 50 for them, 38 for the Oswego State Lakers on the other side of the floor.
Yeah, and a nice job from the Lakers in the closing seconds of this half to just go into that locker room with some momentum at halftime. But again, Plattsburgh just did a great job at the three-point shot, especially for Plattsburgh. They did a great job from beyond the three-point arc in that first half, and that's the reason why they've been able to expand their leads at 12 points, because it was back and forth, Rob, as we mentioned, for the first couple of minutes of this game, but then Plattsburgh just came out firing from the three-point arc. 7 of 11 from three-point land. Lakers just shooting 2 of 12 from the beyond the arc, and that's the reason why they've been able to separate themselves against Oswego State here.
Yeah, almost 2 of every 3 3-pointers that Plattsburgh puts on, they're able to make it. And it's a big factor of that as well is just how they're able to get their shooters open. Notably, Damari Johnson, Jeremiah Smith, like a couple of their biggest shooters out there. They're just able to move it around, get those guys open, and just get them the ball when they need it and just out in the open as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for the first half here at the Max Shield Gymnasium. But don't go away. This game is just heating up. We'll have the second half of action right here on WTOP 10 Sports. Don't go away. We'll be back after this.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a closer with that one. Matthew,
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Al Roker Studio. My name is Lucas McGarry. Alongside me is Connor Sengus and Mike Neckers. And guys, what a first half it was between the Oswego State Lakers and the Plattsburgh Cardinals. Honestly, not at all what was expected from, I don't think, anyone in this first half.
Yeah, Lucas. I mean, you look at that first half, and the Lakers were projected to win this game. We all predicted that they would win this game, and they just didn't do that. I mean, at least not in this first half. We saw them get dominated on rebounds, 20-14. They were terrible from three-point, 2 for 12. Just really an unacceptable performance for the Oswego State Lakers here.
Yeah, and we mentioned this being a very offensive game, and it really has only been that for Plattsburgh. I mean, they have been fantastic, shooting 60% from the floor, 7 of 11 from 3. That equates to 63.6%. Oswego, for reference, at 43.8 field goal percentage, 2 from 12, as Mike mentioned, from 3. That's 16.7%. And in an offensive league that we're in now, we see it with the NBA. We see it in high school. All these kids are transferring to, instead of valuing the two-point system, everybody wants to shoot from behind the arc. And when you can't hit threes with the way the game's played today, you're not going to win.
Why not get threes when you can get twos? I think for Oswego, what they're doing is very, very problematic because they're taking really, really bad shots and they're starting to panic now that they're down. They haven't really been used to being down. They've had a pretty solid season so far, and I think now that they're struggling against a team that they should be going up, that they should be able to compete against and compete well against, they're getting flustered. And obviously we know how Coach Leone is. He's not exactly the most polite coach. So when you got poor talent and you have poor playmaking and then you have a coach screaming in your face, that might not be a good combination, and I think that's why Oswego's struggling so much.
Yeah, Lucas, I'll tell you what, I would not want to be in that Oswego State locker room at halftime right now. I'm sure he is tearing them a new one. Coach Leone is a hardcore guy when it comes to coaching basketball.
Historically mean.
And I mean, when we really look at what's been happening here, it's kind of a story of 2 games almost, or 2 seasons. When you look at this first game that these teams played earlier in the year, that 87-83 win for Plattsburgh, I mean, these Oswego players that exceeded in those games just haven't really shown up today. Billy Reyes, who I like to call undashing Cody Rhodes, because in the first game he was dashing. He didn't have an injury to his face, but now, as Cody Rhodes did in the early 2000s, he has a mask on and he is now undashing. In the first game when he was dashing, though, he dropped 21 points. Today, in the first half, he's 2 for 6 with 5 points. I mean, where is Billy Reyes?
I mean, it's up to him to find out where he is. I mean, that it's Jason Leone's job to find all these players that want to really play in this second half because they have a pretty decent deficit going in. And I really think they need to change up their game plan a lot. And the only shining light they've had so far is Deacon Judd. 16 points, he's 5 for 8 from the field, and 6 for 8 from free throw. He is the only thing working right now for the Lakers.
Yeah, Lucas, Judd's been phenomenal all season. I mean, he's been the top scorer, averaging 12.7 points per game. So just a really phenomenal player. And for him to come in as a freshman and be able to perform at this high of a level, at this caliber, is extremely, extremely impressive. But if he doesn't have guys around him that are committed and that are able to put points up on the board and help him and his team succeed, then there's only so much he can do.
Another thing I want to add there about Deacon Judd is that he's grown so much as a player. In the first game when these two teams met earlier in this year, he had such a limited role, didn't crack double digits in points, and now, as you mentioned, he's averaging 12 points on the season, but already through the first half against Plattsburgh, when his whole entire team offensively has struggled, he has 16 points, and he's shooting 62.5% from the field, which is way better than anyone else on Oswego. He is the only person inflating that 43.8 field goal percentage. Without him, I don't even want to imagine what that number looks like right now.
Yeah, Connor, we might have to start calling him Judd the Stud. Now, with that being said, the Lakers had a lead in this game with 9:51 left to play in the first half, up 24-23. So, like, what happened? What do you guys think happened there?
Well, you mentioned lead, 24-23. It's a 1-point lead,
Yeah.
so that's still a very contested game. I mean, we always say when you look at lead changes, when we talked about the women's game earlier, there was a difference in turnovers. Oswego had a 10-point lead at the half because there were 10 points that they got off of turnovers. When we look at the stats here, Plattsburgh is actually ahead in turnovers. Plattsburgh has turned the ball over more than Oswego, and Oswego just can't do anything about it. I think the key difference here is the difference in defensive rebounding. Oswego is not only are they taking bad shots like we mentioned before, they are getting out-rebounded on the offensive end, and they can't get second-chance shots.
I mean, plain and simple, Connor, if you're not going to be able to get boards, put the ball up for a second chance, you're not going to be able to score, and you're definitely not going to be able to outscore your opponent.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I really think for Oswego, their main problem is that they're just not taking the right shots. They're really, like I said earlier, they just look really flustered. I saw a couple of times, like Cole Catton, who is 0 for 3 on the day from 3, usually a guy that you can count on to knock down a couple of threes, keep the Lakers in it, and he is completely ice cold right now. He's got 0 points, hasn't been able to do anything of substance for this Lakers team, and that is really, really disappointing from a guy that you can usually rely on.
Yeah, Lucas, but for the Cardinals, let's talk a little bit about Kevin Tabb and Ikichukwu Ezike. I mean, 2 dominant players we got there. 13 points for Tabb, 11 for Ezike, and they've just been dominant on the court. It seems like the Lakers can't keep up with them.
Yeah, and you mentioned Kevin Tabb. He was one of these players that did really well the last 2 times these teams met, and it kind of seems like Oswego didn't really do anything. There was no film prep. There was no adjustment heading into this game to stop this guy because he's already got 13 and he's shooting 66% through the half. Whereas on the other side, Oswego's top scorer last time, Billy Reyes, he's been shut down. So I got to give a lot of credit to head coach Mike Blaine of Plattsburgh for actually going to work on Billy Reyes and with his defense and figuring out some rotations and some shifts to stop him.
Yeah, and one more guy that I want to look at, Damari Johnson, shooting almost lights out from behind the arc, 3 for 4 from 3, 9 points, 3 threes. That's all you can ask for from a guy like that. He is playing really, really well too. He's finding the right shots and he is hitting them, and that is something that Plattsburgh has been able to do all night. That's why they're 7 for 11 from 3, and it is why they're ahead by so much in this game when it should be a lot more competitive.
Yeah, I think in the second half, the Lakers want a chance to come out here and win this game. They need to find a way to shut down that 3-point shooting from Plattsburgh because it's been so dominant. They've scored 21 points from behind the arc alone, not to mention another 29 from inside the paint.
Yeah, and I mean, when we're talking about second half adjustments for Oswego, I really want to see that offense pick up. I know you don't want to just start chucking threes out there, but you have to improve that 3-point percentage because if you just can't shoot threes today, you're not going to win. And when you're already down by this much of a deficit, I mean, we're talking about potentially Plattsburgh scoring 100 points in an NCAA basketball game, which is almost unheard of.
Yeah, I cannot imagine that Jason Leone has anything nice to say to his players in the locker room right now. Maybe a little bit of encouragement, but it is probably almost all going to be constructive criticism very aggressively, and we will see what the Lakers do to change that in the second half. Coming up right here, live on WTOP 10, the second half of the Oswego State Lakers and the Plattsburgh Cardinals.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a closer to that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Best snacks from faraway lands, or snacks with bizarre flavors? How about snacks in new ways? Or snacks you've never tried before? You don't have to go far to find these snacks. They can all be found here at Snacks on West First Street.
Yeah, we walk around campus, and what do we see? All these clubs are looking.
They looking for me.
There's hockey,
There's improv,
so much to see. So let's go try them out and see how they be. Come on and please watch.
Our embarrassments free.
Tune in to Amateurs on WTOP.
Happy Friday, Lakers, and another beautiful day here in Oswego, New York. I'm DJ Don Perone, and I'm happy that you're starting your weekend off right listening to WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network.
I said, darling, can you see? There's no room for us. There's no room. Now our lives are tainted. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you. Now our lives are tainted. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you.
Welcome back, sports fans, to WTOP 10 Sports. My name is Rob Finger, alongside Jason Samsel, and we're back at the Back Seal Gymnasium here at Laker Hall for the second half of action between your Oswego State Lakers and the Plattsburgh State Cardinals. The score after the first half here, Jason, 50 for Plattsburgh, only 38 for Oswego.
Yeah, and Rob, we were trying to figure out how Plattsburgh was able to dominate in that first half, how they were able to have a 12-point lead going into the second half, and it's quite simple. The three-point shots have fallen for them. Plattsburgh State in that first half, 7 of 11. Rob, they're just averaging under 5 three-pointers a game coming into tonight. They have 7 already, and we just begun the second half.
The Cardinals are out for some shooting here tonight as they work it around the arc once more to start this second half. Oh, it almost got stolen away from them, but Kevin Tabb will recover. Tabb puts up a jumper off the rim, and picking up that board is Deacon Judd. Coming back the other way, Gary McLean hands it to Judd. Judd, he'll hand it to Aki Anderson. Anderson for Xavier Allen. Allen for Cole Catan. Catan for Judd. Judd now for McLean. McLean now for Catan. Catan for Aki Anderson driving. Oh, swatted away by Jeremiah Smith. Here comes Plattsburgh. Infante puts it up for the first 2.5. And the Lakers coming back the other way. Xavier Allen. Aki Anderson. Anderson for Allen. Coming around, hands it to Catan. Cole Catan, the man from Scarsdale. Over from Judd, and back to Allen. Allen for Aki Anderson. Puts one up, and finally, the rim decides that it can go.
Yeah, Anderson had a really great half. 8 points in the first half, and he's already starting early here in the second.
As Oswego will need all the points that they can get here. Jeremiah Smith working it around the arc here, looking for an outlet. He will find instead Radon Graves. Jeremiah Smith. Smith driving. Drops it for Ikechukwu Ezek. Makes a move. Puts one up. Rim denies. And here comes the Lakers. Aki Anderson driving into the paint. Drops it for Allen. Puts one up. Off the rim. Picking up the board, though, is Judd. Deacon Judd turns around, puts one up. Count the basket. Deacon Judd, what a finish from him in the paint.
Yeah, and Rob, how many times have I said it? I mean, Deacon Judd just taking advantage of his size. I mean, really, he just does an incredible job, has such great agility to absorb contact and knock it down. And that's the reason why he's been so effective in this game thus far for Oswego. I mean, he's been the genesis of Oswego's offense thus far.
And he will get a chance to make it a three-point play and bring the deficit back to single digits. And he does.
And Judd is just a tough player. He's a rough and tumble type of guy. He's not technically smart, but he really just does a great job at scoring at ease.
Driving it around, Franklin Infante, Tab, now for Ikechukwu Zeke, driving in, blocked away by Deacon Judd. He left it for the sky. And he will get two at the line here. That'll be Ikechukwu Zeke, one of the 6 from Brooklyn. Zeke at the line, puts it up, off the rim. Ikechukwu Zeke, the 6'4" senior. Focusing, trying to make his second, and he does. 17:43 now left to go in the second half, and the deficit now at 10, 43-53 in favor of Plattsburgh. Coming around, Barry McLean for Catan. Catan for Deacon Judd. Judd out for McLean. McLean driving towards the basket, puts it up and under.
Yeah, what a great move from Gary McLean, just able to drive past the Cardinal defenders and score there. That was a great possession for Oswego.
Nate Pondexter Jr. puts up a jumper. The man from D.C. putting up 2 points for himself. Hockey Anderson for McLean now. McLean for Catan. Catan drives, shot, gets it. And it comes down to 8. The deficit now in the single digits. Plattsburgh, though, looking to extend. Tab now for Infante. Infante for Pondexter. Back to Infante. Infante, Zeke tried to get it there, but here comes Oswego. Hey, Allen in the paint. He gets denied by the underside of the rim. Judd will just keep it in, but hand it to Infante. Here comes the Plattsburgh State Cardinals, putting one up. Ikechukwu Zeke.
Rob, this is very reminiscent of the first half. Both teams exchanging blows early on. It's just a great job by both teams here. A great string of possessions.
10 points of the deficit. Aki Anderson, I should say, trying to bring that down a few points. It'll be a foul on the Plattsburgh State Cardinals. Aki Anderson looking for an outlet. Gives it right to Deacon Judd under the basket, off the backboard. Tries to put it back. Kevin Tabb's able to steal it away. And boy, oh boy, the Lakers bench is up in flames. Kevin Tabb, Infante now. Jeremiah Smith driving. It rimmed around, didn't go.
Well, again, just Plattsburgh, for Plattsburgh, they're just doing a great job at getting to the line, being aggressive. And the sign of aggression is getting to the line, and they've done a great job at that in the second half so far.
Jeremiah Smith, another senior from Brooklyn, will come to the line. Puts one up, makes his first. Jeremiah Smith, the man who came in with a 788 free throw percentage. Fairly reliable from the line. What'll he do for a second? They'll make it 2 for 2.
And that's been key for Plattsburgh State. They have just done a great job at responding. Every time Oswego State shows something great offensively, they're able to respond on the other end. And that's the reason why they've kept the deficit the same as it was in the first half.
Aki Anderson right in for Reyes. Reyes lost it. Ikechukwu Zeke will take it on a fast break. Leaves it up, but the backboard denies him. Gary McLean for Reyes. Reyes up for Judd. Oh, blocked away by Jeremiah Smith. Ikechukwu Zeke. Here he comes the other way. Pondexter. Oh, gives it right to the Lakers. Here comes Xavier Allen. Long for Reyes from the arc. Oh, rimmed around the rim. Franklin Infante trying to calm it back down for the Cardinals. Smith for Zeke. Ikechukwu Zeke for Nate Pondexter. Around New York they go. Jeremiah Smith stepping back. Hands it to Pondexter. Pondexter coming around. Oh, McLean steals. Here he comes. Lays it up for 2. And boy, oh my, I thought he was going to dunk that, but I think he chose a little bit of the safer route here.
Oh, he's safe. He's playing safe there. But again, just nice back and forth action here.
Absolutely. As Kevin Tabb hits to Infante, and around they'll go for Zeke. Oh, stolen away. Here comes the Lakers. Reyes stopping that. Under the basket. Puts it up for an easy 2 and brings us back with an 8. Kevin Tabb. The timeout called by the Plattsburgh State Cardinals.
Yeah, and respect to Oswego. Now they've cut the deficit down to 8. But Rob, let's talk about the possession for Oswego. Looked like Deacon Judd had a wide open layup, and then Jeremiah Smith out of nowhere, looking like Superman out there with the block. It was just beautiful, and that was just an incredible play. The play of the game thus far, I think.
That is probably one of the most athletic blocks, athletic defensive plays I've seen in any of the games that I've called for basketball. Just able to get there just in the nick of time and swat it against the backboard so that it didn't touch that rim.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful chase down block there for Plattsburgh. But now Oswego's starting to have some momentum here, starting to regain control here. It'll be interesting to see how they respond defensively here, try and get a string of stops here. And they have an opportunity to really make this a manageable game for them.
Absolutely is. With 13:55 left to go in this contest. Still a lot of time for Oswego to make up that deficit, but as well a lot of time for Plattsburgh to extend.
And the real test for both of these teams will really be how well they can execute their offense. What we've seen the last couple of minutes has just been a really sloppy ball, but it's just sort of playing on instincts and when plays are broken up. So now the real test is going to be here when they can execute offensively.
Oh, especially when they get going fast breaks either way. That is very instinctive basketball as Franklin Infante will start us off. Dream Welch in for Kevin Tabb in the paint. Puts one up, off the rim, and in. Coming back the other way, Aki Anderson. The man from Greenport. Sent right in for Darren McLean. McLean steps back. Hands it to Reyes. He drives into the paint. Oh, contested, stolen away. Ikechukwu Zeke, long for Kevin Tabb, puts one up, gets it. A 3-pointer for Kevin Tabb.
Oh, and Tabb is starting to feel it. He's up to 15 points already in this one. Just an incredible performance from him tonight.
And we have to recognize just the scoring efforts of both him and Ikechukwu Zeke, both of them 15 and 14 respectively in terms of the points put up tonight. Both, I believe, eclipsing their average points numbers anyway. As with 13:06 left to go in the second half, Oswego will just look to get it back however they can. Oh, and Deacon Judd, thankfully, able to put up a 2 after he almost bobbled the pass that it was given to him from behind the line. Kareem Welch at the arc, coming around, drives into the paint, puts one up, off the rim, does not go, and boy, oh boy, Jason Leone is not a happy camper over there on the Lakers bench.
Yeah, Coach Leone irate there on the sideline for Oswego. He doesn't like the call, but nonetheless, it sends Kareem Welch to the line. Chance to extend the lead for Plattsburgh. Chance to really stop this run from Oswego in the last couple of possessions.
And Kareem Welch, who surprisingly is the points leader so far in terms of average points for the Plattsburgh State Cardinals. He came in with 14.4 points per game average, and the man in second place, Kevin Tabb, just about a point and a half below him anyway, with 12.7. As again, putting one up, Welch not able to get this one, as the Lakers will bring it the other way. Gary McLean, the man from Camillus, the graduate of West Jenny High School, gives to Aki Anderson, who gives it back to him. Oh, grabbing that. Xavier Allen keeping it in, hands it to Anderson again, driving, stops, jumps, puts one up.
That's a shot that Aki Anderson wants every time. Get him into a one-on-one position, and then he can just take it and drive the step-back jumper. That's his bread and butter.
Plattsburgh working it around the arc, driving ever closer. Now for Sasha Vedrini. Over there on the far side. As driving in is Kareem Welch for another two.
Yeah, what a great drive there from Welch. Just stopping, looking for a player, saw nobody, and said, you know what, I'll just take the shot, and drills it.
Oh, Aki Anderson getting a foul called on him there. This number 21, Nate Pondexter, was almost a bit doubled over.
Yeah, Nate Pondexter took a shot there to the rib, I believe, and never want to have that happen to you, but hopefully he's okay.
Thankfully, he'll walk back onto the bench. A well-deserved break anyway. Deacon Judd now for Gary McLean driving. Now back out. Up for Stephen Bradley. Off the rim. Oh, and an almost jump ball there. That'll be out of bounds on the Lakers.
Yeah, and I can understand why Gary McLean would be frustrated there. Great effort there trying to chase down the rebound. Just unable to come away with it.
11:25 remains in this second half. Kareem Welch coming around, steps to the side, puts one up off the rim. Going sliding there was Gary McLean, as here comes the Lakers the other way. Long up for Bradley. Bradley now for Aki Anderson. Anderson, under tight pressure from Matt Cohn-Bradshaw. Back for Bradley. In for Judd. Judd in the paint. Long for Aki Anderson. Anderson trying to make a couple moves around LaDon Graves. He's able to recover over Judd. Judd running out of time. And falling on top of that like a football player was LaDon Graves. Kareem Welch giving it to Sasha Vedrini, the man from Trieste in Italy. Oh, and we've got a foul. Count the basket, though.
Yeah, Rob, a sloppy couple of possessions for both sides. And the way that you prevent those sloppy possessions from occurring is from passing the ball. Less dribbling, more passing. And that's what both sides need right now.
Absolutely. As Plattsburgh will start with this behind the end line. And coming back out is Billy Reyes. A long pass up for the Italian. Sasha Vedrini. Kareem Welch now doing it. Welch driving. Trying to put one on. Out for Vedrini instead. Vedrini cycles. Up, and the traveling call will negate the basket.
Man, it was a heartbreaking possession. That was a good move. Just took a little one too many steps there.
My goodness. Lakers coming back the other way. Gary McLean just looking to see what he can do with it. Leaves it instead for Stephen Bradley. Bradley for Arthur Foster. Foster for Bradley. Bradley for Reyes, puts one up, gets it! Billy Reyes. Plattsburgh coming the other way. Matt Cohn-Bradshaw for Kareem Welch, for Vedrini, for Damari Johnson. Back up for instead LaDon Graves. In for Welch, in the paint, out, putting it up, off the backboard. Judd grabs it. McLean getting it up to Reyes. Now up for Bradley.
What a great
on the board.
What a great play from Billy Reyes. Great job finding his teammate there, and we've seen it the last couple possessions. He's been playing with a lot of heart, and he's inspiring this Laker team to rally back here. Cutting the deficit to single digits, Rob. It was double digits throughout most of this half, and now the Lakers just midway through cutting it down to 7 points. Just got to be inspiring to see this Laker offense rally like they have.
A 7-point deficit. It's the lowest it's been in quite a while anyway, Jason. With 9:21 left to go in this second half. 60-67 the score, and 21 of those points for the Lakers anyway, coming from Deacon Judd.
Yeah, and Rob, the biggest difference for Oswego here has been points in the paint. They have 34 points in the paint compared to Plattsburgh State's 28. So they've been able to take advantage inside, underneath against Plattsburgh, and that's the reason why they've been able to cut this deficit into just 7 points now.
Yeah, and I will say at least the rate for three-pointers has gone down a little bit for the Plattsburgh State Cardinals. They were 7 for 11 starting out this second half, but so far they've gone 8 for 14. So they've missed a whole three-pointers and only made one to take it back anyway. Because there they go the other way. That one counted for 2. As Gary McLean driving into the paint, he sees a lane. Oh, he tried to dunk it. Didn't quite get there. But he'll get a foul, and they'll go to the line.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, Gary McLean trying to put the poster on that, trying to flush it down, but just a great move from him. Nice aggressiveness for him and the Lakers.
Yeah, it was an absolutely wide open lane right through the paint as he puts the first one up and off the back of the backboard. But nonetheless, going to get another try here to keep it within single digits. Putting it up, and he gets it. 8 points now the deficit. Unfortunately, could have kept it 7 had he made that second one, but nonetheless, 9 minutes remain from the Max Seal Gym. Franklin Infante for Welch, for Vedrini, now for Johnson. Damari Johnson in for Vedrini, puts one up and gets 2.
That was just beautiful
Lakers
passing there from Plattsburgh State.
Reyes in for Judd in the paint, puts one up off the rim. Here comes Plattsburgh. Ikuchukwu Ezek for Franklin Infante. Tried to get it over for Vedrini. Ezek gets it to him. Vedrini for Johnson. Off the rim. Putting it back, though, is Welch. Still there in the paint and getting it out on the Lakers. Here they come in a passing play. Reyes from 3 gets it! Billy Reyes.
And Billy Reyes is on fire right now. He is doing an incredible job from downtown. Just doing a great job keeping Oswego into this one.
The man in the mask has been a force to be reckoned with from the arc. Driving in, Franklin Infante. Out, gets it right to Deacon Judd. Judd coming the other way. Walks it, leaves it for Arthur Foster, who gives it instead to McLean. McLean driving, gives it across to Bradley, off the rim. Oh, and keeping it in his Plattsburgh. What a play by Franklin Infante to keep it in. Kareem Welch now for Vedrini. Vedrini in the paint. Oh, a foul is called.
Rob, we are seeing bodies flying left and right on both ends of the court. What a valiant effort. You can tell emotions are high, especially down the stretch as we reach the latter half of this game.
7:23 is all that is left. A lot of time for a lot of things to happen in a contest like this. Kareem Welch will start it off. Welch all the way out for Franklin Infante. Infante at the top. Across for Kareem Welch. Welch steps to the side, puts one up. Off the rim it'll go. Judd will grab it. Deacon Judd over for Gary McLean. Foster now. Arthur Foster, the freshman from Albany. Comes right in, leaves it for Reyes, puts one up. Oh, off the rim. Oh, and stolen away by McLean. Puts one up, gets two. Right in Kareem Welch's face.
And what a great job from Gary McLean there, catching Plattsburgh off guard and getting the turnover. And the time, forcing them to take the time out here. Oswego with some momentum, cutting the lead just to 5 points now.
5 points is all that separates the Lakers and the Cardinals. The Lakers, inch by inch, are wearing down the Cardinals.
And Rob, we talked about how Plattsburgh was able to respond to the punches that Oswego was throwing throughout the first period, but this second half, it's really been Oswego responding really well to Plattsburgh's pressure that they've applied defensively. We saw Plattsburgh forcing a couple of turnovers themselves, and then we just saw on that end Oswego able to force Plattsburgh to cough up the ball and capitalize on a turnover there, and that's been key. That'll be key for Oswego if they want to get back into this one.
And then, like I said, a lot of time is still on that board for a lot of things to happen, but the momentum anyway seems to be with the Lakers. And in a game like basketball, momentum can certainly be everything. Ikechukwu Ezike for Kareem Welch at the top of the arc. Dropping it in. Hands it to Infante, who hands it to Ezike. Steps back, puts one up, off the rim. Picked up by an absolute leap into the air by Arthur Foster. Wow.
Nasty spill there, nasty spill.
He leaped into the air. I think he got a solid 3.5 feet off the ground. But boy, oh boy. Lakers coming in. Gary McLean. Coming right up to the arc. Hands it for Billy Reyes. Looks up to release one. Foster coming in with another big leap. He's not able to get it on this point. But boy, oh boy, wow.
Yeah, and listen, I understand the shot from Reyes, trying to do a little heat check there, but listen, your team has momentum. Oswego was on a 5-0 run in the last couple of minutes here, in the last 2.5 minutes to be exact, so you got to try and capitalize on that momentum, not just settle for a deep three-point shot.
Kevin Tabb coming around the arc. Jeremiah Smith now driving, steps back, puts one up, off the rim again. Jeremiah Smith, or Arthur Foster, I should say, on Jeremiah Smith. Both of them colliding as he drives in. Foster off the rim. Judd replaces it, puts it back. It doesn't go. Jump ball will go to Oswego. Wow. Gary McLean, the local boy from down in the Syracuse area, handing it to Billy Reyes. Reyes just looking for an outlet. Finds Foster. Foster coming around the far side of the arc, hands it back to Billy Reyes. Reyes driving. Oh, he got tripped up. That'll be a foul.
Man, and what a just a heartbreaking possession there for Kareem Welch. I was just about to praise him about the job that he was doing defensively on that possession, but then it resulted in a foul. But doing a great job guarding Reyes there, not allowing him any space or room to shoot.
Sending it in is McLean over towards the far sideline. As Foster thankfully able to let that go, make the smart play, and get it to throw it in right now.
This is a big possession for Oswego. They can cut it to a one-possession game here.
McLean for Foster, now for Bradley. Stephen Bradley for McLean. McLean for Foster, corner three, off the rim. Drop down, Deacon Judd, long for Billy Reyes. Oh, he tried to make a move around Kevin Tabb. He lost the ball.
Yeah, again, Reyes just doing a little too much there. Nice effort there from Deacon Judd to keep the possession alive. But again, you have to come away with points, especially second chance points, Rob. That's what's going to be crucial. That could be the difference of the score here.
4:58 now left to go in the second half. 71-66 the score is still, and that's I believe, an out of bounds on the Lakers and on Arthur Foster.
Yeah, nice job from Arthur Foster there, able to swat that ball, reject it, and again, that's the type of disruption that this Laker defense needs.
Sent right in for Ikechukwu Ezike. Driving, puts one up off the side of the rim, and it's a foul on Deacon Judd. And the Oswego bench is in shambles.
Well, that's huge, Rob, because that's Deacon Judd's fourth foul of the game. You have to imagine it's risky now. You sit Judd with 4.5 minutes left. 4 fouls he's carrying right now.
You cannot sit your highest scorer. Ikechukwu Ezike makes his first.
Yeah, and Jason Leone, head coach, is just content with leaving Judd in there with 4 fouls. It's a risky move, but hopefully it can pay off for the Lakers.
Ezike gets his second. 66-73, now the score in favor of the Cardinals. Aki Anderson leaves it for Billy Reyes, who gives it to Foster. Foster for Deacon Judd, now for McLean. McLean around for Foster. Foster to Judd, towards the paint. And for Aki Anderson, off the rim. He will get a foul, though. He will go to the line. Aki Anderson makes his first.
And clutch free throws there from Anderson. You have to knock him down, especially this late into the game. It's a good sign for Oswego.
The gap now 6 points. He can knock it down to 5. Unfortunately, does not at this point.
And Rob, very interesting. We saw Deacon Judd enter the bench right there, sitting with 4 fouls, and we'll see how.
Coming around, Kareem Welch not able to finish it.
I was going to say, we're going to see how Plattsburgh responds to that, and we see they're just determined to get to the basket, and why not? Without the size advantage of Deacon Judd underneath, you got to attack the inside and try and score here.
Kareem Welch around now for Kevin Tabb. Tabb looking over his options. Chooses to fake a drive here. Oh, Foster pokes it away. Here comes Arthur Foster. Oh, he tried to dunk it, but he'll get it instead. Arthur Foster. Wow. What a one-man army.
My goodness, Jeremiah Smith, what looked to be a broken up layup turned into an and one. What a strong finish from Jeremiah Smith. Oh, what a strong finish from Arthur Foster, rather. Just a great job for him.
The crowd is on their feet as Arthur Foster, the man from Albany Academy, comes to the line. Almost made it 3 on the play, but he will settle for the 2 that he got. Franklin Infante directing traffic at the top. This is the loudest the Max Zeal Gym has been all day here, Jason. Infante puts one up, puts up 2.
Wow. Again,
6 points the gap.
Plattsburgh State just being able to respond to the punches being thrown at them. What a response for the Cardinals offensively.
Aki Anderson gets it around to Catan. He's got space off the rim. He had all the room in the world at the arc.
Oh, and that's the look you want too. Fake a pass and then just try and square up and knock it down. Just unfortunate couldn't fall down for him.
Kevin Tabb, drive it in. Gets the 2 off the board. And the Lakers looking to go quickly the other way. They will not waste any time.
Hey, everything's going to be all right, Chet. Stay with me, all right? We're going to get you to the hospital. Everything's going to be fine, all right? Stay with
Ladies
me.
and gentlemen, we have
some music.
heartbreaking
Take your mind off it a
news
little bit.
that has come to our attention. SUNY Oswego senior Tommy Tallarino, a beloved student and member of WTOP, was found dead.
Down a little bit there.
What's this? Say Tommy died?
Tommy?
What?
What about Tom?
What's going on?
We need to get you to the hospital right now, yeah. Let's just turn it back on to just normal music. You're out of your damn mind over there.
What? Tommy dead?
Just relax, man. You didn't hear anything, all right? All in your head. I don't know what happened to you, but we're going to figure it out.
I like toaster strudels.
All right, Shat, here we go. We're almost there, buddy.
Chris Schwartz said Tommy's dead.
Nah, you're just hallucinating, brother.
Yes.
All right, watch your step.
No.
There, you're good, you're good.
12 now for Plattsburgh.
Two minutes still remaining in half number 2. 69 to 80 is the score in favor of the Plattsburgh State Cardinals. Like I said, an 11-point deficit. This is a very crucial time frame here, Jason.
Yeah, Rob, you can't emphasize it enough how crucial this possession is for Oswego. You have to score and score quick, and then on the defensive end, you have to start pressing, start to try and force Plattsburgh to turn the ball over. You have to get a couple of stops here for Oswego and get a couple of quick scores as well. It's just so difficult to do.
And apologies, ladies and gentlemen. It seems that we are experiencing some technical difficulties with our stream here, but nonetheless, we will keep on going here from the Max Seal Gym in what has turned out to be a barnstormer of a game from Laker Hall. 2 minutes remain. A lot of time still. Things can happen. The Lakers can make a comeback in that time frame, but they have to spend their time wisely. Deacon Judd is back on the floor. Driving, McLean dunks it down.
Oh my goodness.
Gary McLean.
I thought McLean was going to run into his teammate Deacon Judd, but Judd just able to hold off the Plattsburgh defenders and give an open lane for the easy score.
The highest press they can manage is laying it up as Kevin Tabb putting another 2 points back on the board here.
Just a breakdown defensively for Oswego. You cannot keep your eyes off of Kevin Tabb. He has 22 points on the game, Rob, and he has been the key difference here tonight.
My, oh my, Mike Blaine, not a happy camper there on the Plattsburgh bench. Having to explain to the referee, having to get an explanation from the referee.
Oh, it's just a technical foul there. And it will send Reyes to the line, but this is crucial for Oswego now. They can cut the lead down to 9.
Billy Reyes makes his first. Billy Reyes, a man who has been a clutch. Well, has been a clutch shooter for most of this game here.
Rob, you had your own
Unfortunately.
announcer's jinx.
Well, it was an announcer's jinx even before it came out of my mouth, unfortunately. Yet it still came out.
It's still, I mean, hey, a point is a point, and now it makes it a 10-point lead now for Plattsburgh. But for Oswego, they have to score here quickly. Just under 90 seconds left. You have to get a quick score and then a foul.
Rocky Anderson will let that roll. He'll drive it out for Judd. Oh, wide of the basket. Oh.
Yeah, I don't like the look at all. I mean, Deacon Judd's only taken one. That's his second three-pointer of the game. Why would you take a look at him? Why would you give him a look, especially down in such a crucial time?
As once again they come back up here. Another foul called, this one on Gary McLean, it looks like. 1:16 still remains in the second half here. 82-72, a 10-point deficit. Time is running out for Oswego, as putting another point on is Franklin Infante. Plattsburgh will win it by an inch. They'll win it by a mile. They will win it however they must.
Well, Rob, you're right, absolutely, especially down the stretch here. A win is a win. That's all that matters for Plattsburgh.
Hockey Anderson getting that to Billy Reyes. Around for Deacon Judd. Drives. Sends it in for Foster. Oh, he lost it. Able to recover. You got a jump ball here. That'll be, I believe, a timeout for the Lakers, as they have got to decide what to do with a 12-point difference with just over a minute remaining. Like I said, Jason, time is running out. Time is of the essence here for the Oswego State Lakers.
No, and listen, for Oswego State, the key difference here in this game has just been they haven't really had a go-to scorer in this game. It's really been the points have been distributed amongst several different players, and that's good in several different ways for a playoff team, especially in terms of depth on your team, but it can also hurt you when you need a bucket in crucial times like this. You just don't know where to go to. You don't know where you're going to find. You don't have a go-to guy, so you don't really have a number one option, and that's crucial for Oswego State. They have to find their first option. They have to find a go-to scorer, especially in times like this.
And especially with their number one scorer right now, Deacon Judd, at 4 fouls. They really have to be careful, especially with him on the floor.
And a large development in this game, Rob, has been Xavier Allen really not being non-existent in the second half. He picked up his 4th foul, and he's been on the bench throughout most of the second half. And he only has 7 points. I mean, he was crucial for Oswego in their last game, and now he's just been dead silent.
Long pass up for Gary McLean. He'll choose to shoot it from the arc, but that'll go off the rim and giving it right to Franklin Infante. Ezekiel, another shot. Oh, it's off the rim, out of bounds. Well, I believe that will be the Oswego State Lakers.
And that's all Oswego could do, just try and jack up a couple of threes here.
Kareem Welch. Oh, a foul called on number 15, Billy Reyes. And with 51.1 seconds left to go in the second, we will go to the line. This time for Kareem Welch. You'll miss that one. And here come the Lakers to get away. McLean. Ooh, drives in for 2, but a little bit too late, as here comes Plattsburgh to get away. Kevin Tabb trying to waste time. Hits it to Jeremiah Smith. Kareem Welch, long, will have another foul here. They'll go to the line. And like you said earlier in the women's game, something like this can be a little bit of a strategic call, can't it, Jason?
Yeah, no, absolutely, and this is a big win for Plattsburgh. I mean, this is a big win for them. They're going to go 9-6 in conference play, and they're fighting for a playoff spot. Well, they're fighting for a playoff spot here in the SUNY playoffs.
Yeah, as this weekend was ever so important for the Oswego State Lakers. They stood at 10-4 in conference, just one game back from New Paltz. If they won this one, they would have evened New Paltz. And that would have gotten them second in the SUNYAC and would have gotten them a bye for the semifinals. But that, unfortunately, will not come today.
And Rob, I mean, the SUNYAC conference is just so evenly matched. I mean, there is no clear-cut favorite in this division. I mean, Oswego came in third in the SUNYAC standings. Plattsburgh just at number 5. But really, Plattsburgh has just done a great job, especially in the second half, at just responding to the punches that Oswego's thrown at them. And like I said, in their losses in the SUNYAC conference, 5 of their 6 losses were by 5 or fewer points. So this is a really good Plattsburgh team. It'll be interesting to see how they respond in the playoffs come playoff time.
Well, the rivalry that is the Oswego State Lakers versus the Plattsburgh State Cardinals, no matter what sport it is, has brought us another exciting edition. Center out. It's not even done yet. But boy, oh boy, with a 13-point deficit anyway for Plattsburgh.
Yeah, and Rob, we forget this is a rivalry, so both teams are still playing until the final buzzer, and you got to respect it.
Absolutely is. Not only is that rivalry a rivalry in sports, it is a rivalry between the schools, it is a rivalry between the players, it is a rivalry between everything that the other stands for. Franklin Infante will dribble it. 6 seconds left. Will he take one final shot? No, sir, he won't. After 40 minutes of regulation time here at the Max Steel Gymnasium, the final score, 87 for the Plattsburgh State Cardinals, 74 for the Oswego State Lakers. So between the women's and the men's teams, they will split it. The women took victory. The men, unfortunately, could not repeat, but nonetheless, they will come back, I believe, tomorrow as well, where they will face off, tip off against the Potsdam Bears and revisit that possibility of possibly eclipsing New Paltz to take second in the SUNYAC. Their hopes for a first-round bye are very much still alive. But boy, but yes,
yeah.
This team gave a lot.
Yep. And for really, they had for Plattsburgh State several different players stepping up, playing crucial here tonight. Kevin Tabb for Plattsburgh, number 1, 24 points in this one. Just came into the game averaging 12.7. He just did a great job at stepping up and being Plattsburgh's go-to scorer in this game. And for Oswego, nice valiant effort from Billy Reyes, 14 points. He knocked down a couple of nice three-point shots, came on fire in the second half, came alive in the second half, but it just wasn't enough for Oswego. It just sort of fell behind, tried to come back, but again, Plattsburgh State, 50 points in the first half. That was just incredible first half performance from Plattsburgh State, and that's the reason why they won here tonight.
It was even as can be for about the first 10 minutes. Then the Plattsburgh State Cardinals went on their run that may have possibly won them the game here, Jason. You said it was a boxing match, and a boxing match it certainly was.
Yeah, and bench points for Plattsburgh State. 29 bench points for Plattsburgh State and 20 for Oswego. And throughout the game, I mean, I think the bench made a big difference as well. That's the reason why Plattsburgh was able to pick up the win here tonight.
Absolutely. Well, thank you everybody for joining us here on WTOP. We'll send it right back to the gentlemen in the studio For our post-game show, for me, Rob Finger, alongside Jason Samsel, we'll say goodnight from the Maxfield Gymnasium.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Jason, for an absolutely fantastic call for that game. But here we are in the post-game show. 87-74 is the final score between the Oswego State Lakers and the Plattsburgh Cardinals. And to say the least, I was not expecting this as an outcome.
Well, Lucas, I don't think any of us were. We went 0 for 3 on our picks tonight. All three of us picked Oswego to win. None of us got it. And I think that kind of comes down to, I think that comes down to 3-pointers, honestly.
No, it was bad. 4 for 25 from 3. That is what Oswego did in this game today. 4 for 25. That is abysmal. It's not, you can't be nice about it. You can't try and play around it. That is horrible. And that is the reason they lost the game. That and their free throws. They missed 9 free throws. They went 12 for 21. That is free points on the board that they did not capitalize, and it's Oswego's fault that they lost. They shot themselves in the foot.
I couldn't agree with you more, and we mentioned it earlier during the halftime show, but this is a 3-point-centric league now. All across all 3 levels of basketball, that is the way the game is moving. And when your opponent is shooting 50%, unheard of. The best 3-point shooters in the NBA shoot at around a clip of anywhere from 40, a little bit above, a little bit below, but 50% as a team shooting from 3, that is unheard of. If I'm head coach Mike Bland, I am so happy with the way my guys shot the ball from beyond the arc.
Yeah, Connor, almost called you Lucas there. It's been a long night. Damari Johnson had 3 3-pointers in that first half. Not a single point in the second half. Barely touched the floor. Wonder if maybe there's an injury or something in there. And just like him, Xavier Allen for the Lakers, again, he was in foul trouble. Barely played in the second half. I mean, 4 fouls, they took him out. He came back in a couple times, but he wasn't a factor.
Yeah, we talked about Deacon Judd, too, for the Lakers having a big first half, but he's a guy who also struggled in that second half, only finishing with 21 points, which is still way above his season high. But if you look at that field goal percentage, while he was carrying the Oswego Lakers in field goal percentage throughout that first half, end of the second half, he finished with a measly 46.7.
I will give him this, though. He did finish the night with a double-double, 12 rebounds, 21 points. And then for Plattsburgh, Franklin Infante did the same thing, 14 points and 10 rebounds, so a double-double from each side.
I think for me, the thing that stood out to me the most on Plattsburgh was the emergence of Kevin Tabb in the second half. Only had 9 points coming out of the first half. He had 3 3-pointers. That was it. In the second half, he just absolutely went off. Finished with 24 points on the night. Only added 1 more 3. He went perfect, 4 for 4 from the arc, and he went 8 for 11 from the field. That is in a fantastic game from him. 24 points for him, and I really think he was the leader of why Plattsburgh was able to combat with the Oswego's resurgence of offense in that second half, because they did score better in that second half. It wasn't by much, and it really didn't seem like it, but they did figure it out a little bit, but Plattsburgh was just simply better the whole game. They played at a higher level, and Oswego just could not match their skill.
Yeah, and I mean, they dug themselves such a big hole at the end of that first half, and you saw them kind of climbing back, getting the game within 5 points with around 5 minutes left to play, but they just couldn't find it the rest of the way.
Yeah, and we mentioned them climbing back, and while I do want to give some credit to Oswego's defense, Plattsburgh also started to shoot the ball a little worse during that stretch. They did find it. I will say they did find it in the last 2 minutes to really put that game away, but for the majority of that second half there, Plattsburgh was shooting where they were in the first half in the 60s to the 50s, so granted, that does leave the other team some breathing room to get closer, but I do want to point out this Kevin Tabb. He was easily the player of the game, easily the story of the game, and you mentioned his 8 for 11, I think you said. That's 72.7% from the field. That's an NFL, that is an MVP level quarterback's completion percentage.
No, yeah, I 100% agree. Kevin Tabb really was the star in this game. You really, really cannot ask for more from a player like that. He's doing exactly what his job is. And then switching over to the other side, Deacon Judd did absolutely everything in his power to keep the Lakers alive. Finished with 21 points, 12 rebounds, 2 steals. Unfortunately for him, he did foul out. He fouled out of the game, and that's why he wasn't able to contribute as much. But still, just an absolutely dominant performance from him, doing everything he could. Unfortunately, his team just couldn't back him up.
Yeah, a lot of heart there from Judd, but again, like you said, just couldn't get it done. But Lucas, I want to take a look at the other SUNY games going on tonight because there's some heavy playoff implications that we talked about beforehand. So we'll kick things off with Oneonta at Cortland. Cortland walked away with the win, 69-61. So Cortland, the 1 seed, will stay at the 1 seed. New Paltz top Morrisville, 68-64. So New Paltz is going to stay at the 2 seed. Oswego will stay where they are at 3-4 now because Oneonta also lost, who was the 4 seed. Plattsburgh with a win here inches closer to Oneonta. They have a tied record now, but Plattsburgh still has the edge based on a win head-to-head. And then, of course, Potsdam top Canton 91-77. And one game still going on is Fredonia and Buff State. They're tied up with 3 minutes to go at 59 apiece. So down near the bottom of the table, but still an important game.
Yeah, absolutely. SUNY X is just so competitive. Even coming down to the wire, it is still everyone's game. But that will be it from us here at the post-game show. You are watching WTOP 10 Live. My name is Lucas McGarry, Connor Sengus, and Mike Neckers. Thank you all for watching.